Hello everyone. So today I received this question on the community, and this question is interesting because this is something that you may want to do, and that is the great thing about Jira, because you can do a lot of wonderful things with it. And of course, you can't really do each and everything on Jira Cloud, but still, Jira is still Jira, although it is a bit different on cloud. But fundamentally, you can actually configure it to achieve different to basically solve different problems. And fortunately, we can still do that on Jira Cloud with some, of course, limitations. But this is applicable on both Jira Cloud and Jira Data Center. Now the question is, manage customer access to our Jira software management with some option, whatever. So basically, I'll explain what the question is. Imagine that you have given some customers or users or some external users access to your Jira instance, and usually you would do that by adding them to your Jira instance, and then of course you can add them to a relevant group, and based on how your application is configured, if they are added to that particular group, then of course they will be given access to either Jira software or whatever, and maybe you want some way where you can revoke their access after a certain time. Maybe you just want to do it for maybe 3 months or 2 months, and that is of course one of the question. And also you want to maybe send an email to your customers, okay, that after 3 months your access will be revoked, but maybe you will send them some kind of a reminder or just a nice message email 2 days or 2 weeks before that actual date. So you can't really do that using Jira's own internal user directory. You can of course add users and give them access by adding them to relevant groups. But I was thinking, if we have to solve this problem using nothing but Jira, we can actually do few things. So what I replied, that there is no straightforward way of doing this, of course, using Jira, but using Jira's own directory. But you can always create, let us say, some internal project, right, where you can keep track of these users. Let us say you have a ticket or you have a project called external users, and in that particular ticket you will capture the username or maybe their email address, basically that identifier, and then use some date fields like due date or some end date. Now what you can do is you can of course write some automation. Now how you write those automations is again a separate thing, but in this video I just want to talk about how to approach this problem, and I'll probably show you a few things very quickly so that you get an idea. So what you can do is you can of course use some automation, and you can also do that using native Jira automation, where you can write an automation based on let us say these end dates, and then you can make a REST call to remove that user from a group. Right, so this is something that you can potentially do. It is not really straightforward, but you have to, of course, first understand their account ID and get the account ID. But it is possible. It is technically possible, and I'll try to make another video. I have this in my list. If I get time, I'll probably do it, and I'll show you how to do it. Basically, this exactly the same use case. But what you can do is, if you create a new rule, let us say you have any rule which is what rule shall we use here? Like a scheduled rule that you run it every week, whatever. Or in this case, I think the trigger is not that important. The main thing is, let us say transition. Just to show you, the main thing here is to add this action where you can make a web request. Now, when you make a web request, you can actually make a web request to Jira's own API, and I've done that. I've shown you how to do that. If you look at this request here, incoming, not incoming. Let us see if we have something here. Call a REST. So make a REST call to basically do something. So what you can do is you can make a REST call, and you can actually just call this Jira's own internal API. Of course, you have to hard code few things, but it is still fine. And by the way, you can also I mean, it was not really an option earlier, but you can save your authentication details here, and you can also mark it as hidden, which is great. And in the body, you can pass whatever you want to pass. So, and also if you search Jira REST API remove user from a group, and I'll just let us just look at Jira REST API. And if you look at Jira REST API, you can find this document, basically the reference document. And if you look here, so we are looking at it looks different, group, okay, groups and user picker, okay. So what you can do is you can remove user from a group, right? And this is something that, of course, when you are making this call, if you look at the curl or basically any example, you will see here that you just need to pass in the group ID and the account ID. So it is possible, and of course you need to first find the account ID, which is again another problem, but it is technically possible. Maybe you can store it somewhere, maybe you can fetch it, but the thing is that you have some capability. Of course, if you're on Jira data center, then doing it using a script runner is piece of cake. But on cloud, you can try these things, and I will hopefully I'll make a video on this to elaborate what I just talked about. All right, that is it. That is all I wanted to talk about and show you in this video. I hope you enjoyed watching this video and you learned something new. Thank you very much. Bye bye.